Imagine holding a piece of metal in your hand that has shaped the fortunes of kings, empires, and even entire economies. A metal that has been coveted for centuries, quietly enduring through booms, busts, and every financial storm the world has thrown at it. This isn't gold we're talking about, this is silver, and many experts now believe it's on the verge of a breakout unlike anything we've seen in modern history. But why silver? Why now? And why might this humble, gleaming metal become the most talked about story in markets worldwide? To understand silver's potential, we need to take a step back. For centuries, silver has been more than just a store of value. It's been a tool, a currency, a symbol of wealth and trust. People have mined it, hoarded it, and traded it across continents. And yet, despite its rich history, silver often moves in the shadows of gold, overlooked by many investors and enthusiasts. That's beginning to change. In recent years, economic uncertainty has become a defining theme globally. Inflation, shifting central bank policies, and unpredictable market cycles have left investors searching for safety, but also for opportunity. Silver sits at the intersection of these forces. It's both a precious metal and an industrial commodity. This dual nature gives it a unique advantage. It can act as a hedge against economic turmoil while still responding to real-world demand. Some analysts suggest that silver is entering a period where supply and demand dynamics could trigger a dramatic price surge. Mines are producing less, recycling has limitations, and industrial demand from electronics to green energy technologies is growing steadily. Meanwhile, global markets are showing signs that investors may begin flocking to silver in larger numbers, seeking security and growth potential simultaneously. Think about it. A metal once used to mint coins now finds itself linked to cutting-edge technologies like solar panels, electric vehicles, and medical devices. Silver isn't just a relic of history, it's a critical part of the future. And as more people begin to recognize this, the narrative around silver is shifting. This could set the stage for a breakout that, for some, might feel sudden. But for those watching carefully, it's been building for years. History has a way of repeating itself, and silver's story is no exception. There have been moments where silver surged dramatically, catching markets by surprise. Sometimes these spikes were driven by investor mania, sometimes by industrial shortages, and sometimes by broader economic shifts. Each time, silver's move left an enduring mark on wealth creation. Yet, unlike in the past, today's global economy is interconnected in ways previous generations could not have imagined. Social media spreads awareness instantly. Technological advancements make trading seamless, and information flows faster than ever. This means that when silver starts moving, the ripple effect can be global and rapid. Beyond speculation, silver's fundamentals are compelling. It is widely used in solar panels, electric vehicles, and countless electronics. The push for clean energy, combined with rising technological adoption, is likely to increase industrial demand steadily over the coming years. At the same time, mining silver has become increasingly complex and costly. Accessible silver deposits are harder to find, and environmental regulations can limit production. This combination of growing demand and constrained supply could create conditions ripe for a significant price surge. Some market observers have also pointed to historical patterns. Periods where inflation rises often coincide with silver outperforming other assets. While no one can predict the future with certainty, these signals are catching the attention of investors worldwide. But let's not forget the human element. Markets are shaped not just by supply and demand, but by perception, belief, and emotion. Silver has a psychological allure that few assets possess. It is tangible, beautiful, and carries a sense of security rooted in centuries of history. This emotional connection can create momentum. When more people start buying, talking about, and thinking about silver, it amplifies the effect. Suddenly, a metal that once felt like a niche investment can become a global phenomenon. Imagine a scenario where silver prices begin to rise steadily. Industrial demand strengthens, mining production remains limited, and investor interest grows. Media coverage intensifies, creating further awareness. Each new wave of interest drives additional buying, creating a self-reinforcing cycle. In such an environment, the role of institutions becomes increasingly important. Large funds, pension managers, and even central banks tend to move cautiously at first, but once a trend proves durable, their participation can dramatically shift the landscape. A modest allocation adjustment from these massive players can translate into enormous demand almost overnight. As liquidity tightens, even small news events or policy changes can have outsized impacts, pushing prices higher and reinforcing the sense that something historic may be unfolding beneath the surface. Meanwhile, everyday investors are no longer passive observers. Online communities, independent analysts, and alternative media platforms continuously dissect market movements in real time. Charts, theories, and personal success stories spread rapidly, feeding curiosity and confidence. What once took years to gain mainstream attention can now happen in weeks or even days. This accelerated feedback loop has the potential to transform silver from a quietly accumulating asset into a widely discussed symbol of opportunity, resilience, and strategic foresight. At the same time, global economic uncertainty adds another layer of tension and possibility. Debt levels, currency fluctuations, and shifting geopolitical alliances all contribute to a sense that traditional financial systems are under strain. In such moments, assets perceived as real or outside the digital and paper-based system tend to attract renewed interest. Silver, sitting at the intersection of industrial necessity and monetary history, occupies a unique position that few other assets can replicate in times of doubt. All of this creates a landscape where silver's story continues to evolve, shaped by technology, psychology, and global change. It is not just about charts or short-term gains, but about a broader shift in how value is perceived and protected. As conversations deepen and awareness spreads, silver's role in the global narrative may expand further, quietly building momentum as more participants begin to recognize its potential place in an uncertain future.
While no investment is without risk, some reports suggest that silver could see one of the most dramatic breakouts in modern history, rivaling or even exceeding gold in percentage gains. For many, this possibility is impossible to ignore. At this point, you might be asking, is this hype or is this history in the making? The truth is somewhere in between. Markets are unpredictable and no one can guarantee outcomes, but what is clear is that silver stands at a crossroads, a rare moment when economic conditions, industrial demand, and investor psychology align in a way that could define a generation of wealth creation. The potential breakout isn't just a story for traders or collectors. Silver's rise could have broader implications. Economies reliant on mining, manufacturing, and technological development could see shifts in trade dynamics. Investors across the world, from small savers to institutional players, could be impacted. Even governments and central banks may adjust their strategies as precious metals take center stage once again. Think of it this way. Silver has quietly endured through centuries of human progress, from ancient civilizations to the digital age. Now, it may be poised to take its place under the spotlight, reminding the world of its enduring value. The question isn't just about profits, it's about witnessing history in motion, an unfolding story of resilience, innovation, and opportunity. So, what should we take away from this? Silver isn't a fleeting trend, it's a metal with a legacy, a purpose, and a story that continues to evolve. Its dual nature as both a precious metal and an industrial resource makes it uniquely positioned to shine in a world seeking stability and innovation. We may be on the brink of seeing silver achieve something remarkable, a breakout that could capture the attention of the world, rewarding those who recognize its potential and teaching all of us a timeless lesson. Sometimes the most extraordinary opportunities are hiding in plain sight. Imagine, years from now, looking back and realizing that this was the moment silver began a journey that no one could have ignored. A moment where history and opportunity collided, and those who paid attention were part of a story bigger than themselves.
That is the kind of breakthrough that doesn't just change portfolios, it changes perspectives. If this story fascinates you, if you're curious to see where silver goes next, make sure to join the conversation. Like this video if it sparked your interest, subscribe to the channel to follow along with the latest developments, and share your thoughts in the comments. What do you think is next for silver? And could it really become the breakout story of our time? Your insight might just inspire the next wave of awareness.